Alright, let's talk about Project Two. Project Two is Media Connections Multimedia Thematic Exposition. So it has a really fancy name, but basically it means you're going to put a few forms of media together to explore one particular topic. So for this project, you're going to explore one of the themes that has been prominent in our course readings. Some of those themes are freedom, community, family, religious faith, race, ethnicity, gender, education and literacy, communication, socioeconomic status, home. There are others that I'm sure you can all point out. So you'll choose one theme that you would like to explore. You will need to find specific passages from the course readings that illustrate the theme you have chosen. Probably 3 passages would be good, or one really long passage would be good for this project. And then you're also going to want to find representations of that theme in at least 2 other forms of media produced by African Americans. You can go for art, music, movies, other videos, podcasts, dance, anything that is created by African Americans and discusses that theme in some way. So once you have your 3 different forms of media consisting of your reading passages and 2 other forms of media, you'll create a document, and by document I mean it could be a document like a Word document or a Google Doc, or it can be another slideshow using Google Slides or Keynote or PowerPoint or Prezi. You could be even more outside of the box than that, and you could make your own video. You can use other forms that you know of, other tools you know of that can combine different media and can accomplish these things that we're about to talk about. So you'll create your document in which you present each of the forms of media with a detailed description and analysis of how it represents the theme you've chosen. So it's not enough just to say, well, this passage from this text talks about the theme of home, but you need to talk to us about how it talks about the theme of home. What does it say about home? And then the same with your other forms of media. And then after you've kind of introduced us to those forms of media, you want to develop a line of inquiry that's based on the areas in which the media converge and diverge in their representations of the theme. So your inquiry question could be, say you're discussing or you're exploring the theme of education or literacy. What does it mean to be an educated African American in 2019? Or what does it mean to be literate in 2019? You can take that question, and using that question, you're going to compose an extended definition, so 2 or 3 paragraphs of the theme you've chosen as it relates to the African American experience. So basically you're going to try to answer your question. Your definition should be supported by your analysis of each of the 3 media pieces you've chosen, and it should offer a plausible answer to your inquiry question. And then for an example of an extended definition, you can go and see John Berger's The Meaning of Home. Which you will see is just a few paragraphs, three paragraphs long, that talks about the meaning of home. It goes into sort of a dictionary definition, kind of the etymology of the word home, and then talks about other ways of looking at home and what it means. Right, so it's a good read, partly because it's short and partly because it's just so much packed into how short it is. So for this project I am asking you to work on your own. However, if there is a group or a pair of you who would like to work on your project together, talk to me about that, and more than likely I will say yes, as long as you kind of have a good idea of what you want to do. This project doesn't have a lot of tight specific parameters as far as how you have to set everything up, but you do need to include your works cited. So if you're using a document, you just add it as a regular works cited page. If you're doing some sort of a slide presentation, just make it the last slide. And if you're doing a movie or some other thing where it's not as easy to add in a works cited, just submit that separately. And just like with your previous project, you may be sharing parts of these things in your collaborative group folders, but your final submission will go into your individual group folders. Or, I'm sorry, your individual Google folders. If you have any questions, let me know.